Hello and welcome to episode 92 of the Sussex by the Sea podcast. A podcast that now covers local football in this great town of ours, as well as keeping up with all the frills and spills, highs and lows of my team, Hastings United. On the show this week, the weather's relented, so we have week 23 of the Hastings Report with my ESFL Veteran co-host Leon Pettit, where we round up all the results of our local sides in the SCFL, MSFL and ESFL. Then we go over to Tim's Takes, where Timothy Booth-Jones rounds up our abandoned cup game against Fulham with an unfortunate injury to IZZY BURT. And then we have the SBTS Fan Roundtable, where we're joined by the absolutely lovely Terry Scott and Rob Thompson of Margate and Folkstone, as we look forward to a massive Saturday-Tuesday for the U's. Enjoy, grassroots football fans. And now over to week 23 of the Hastings Report. Right, it gives me great pleasure to present Hastings Report week 23. Last few weeks has been a little bit iffy, obviously because of the weather, also because of situation with myself. So unfortunately, we did miss a few results here and there. I am very happy to be talking local football, and we've had some games. I think a certain Leon Pettit has had a game as well, which we will talk about later. But firstly, Leon, how's your week been?
Yeah, fine, mate. Yeah, it's very busy at work and no dramas.
No dramas. Good to hear, no drama. If only no drama, eh? Right. So first we crack straight into the SCFL with the results from Saturday. First up, we go to BEXHILL. BEXHILL beating top of the table. Well, they were top of the table. New Haven 2-0. HARVEY MAPSTONE, who's obviously a Hastings lad, with a brace, secured a wonderful victory for the Pirates. Couple of nice goals there, Liam. What did you think of them?
Yeah, good goals. Good result for BEXHILL. Obviously, now they've got in their locker to beat the better teams in this league. Obviously dented New Haven's hopes of a top two finish. We've got Gorgebridge Heath breathing down their necks with games in hand. So good result for BEXHILL.
Yeah, definitely. So that's it for results for those for our teams from Saturday. So we go straight to the fixtures. We've got Uckfield Town versus Little Common. Would be good if Little Common can get at least a point, just so they don't get sucked into that bottom two sort of situation. What's your thoughts on that, Leon? Do you think Little Common can get a result away from home?
If you look at the table, Little Common, they've got plenty of games in hand around the teams around them, so I don't think they're in any danger of falling near that relegation. I think this league it's the bottom three that go down, I believe. But
I asked BEXHILL and they said it was the bottom two.
Was it the bottom two? Is it? Oh, well, there you go. Uckfield lost their last 6 games, bottom of the form table, so you can only go with a Little Common win there.
Yeah, see, me of little faith. So Uckfield game was tomorrow night, which is Tuesday. We've got Wednesday, which is BEXHILL against Crowborough Athletic. A win for BEXHILL would take them to 5th, but it won't be easy as Crowborough have been a good old run of late. What are we thinking there, Leon?
You just sort of took the words out of my mouth, really. Crowborough, a good team. On the good day, the good result against Eastbourne at the weekend. So I think it'd be a tough one to call. Obviously, next to each other in the table. So
home advantage?
Yeah. I think, being a local podcast, you always got to back the local team. So go with BEXHILL. Yeah,
excellent. So then we're still talking about BEXHILL. So then Saturday, it's BEXHILL versus Saltdean. Saltdean are 18th. Saltdean obviously struggling, and I can only see one result there, particularly at BEXHILL at home. Do you agree, Leon?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
obviously Saltdean have struggled after the flash and the cash the last few seasons, and obviously I think their owner's gone. Well, it was quite. I think he was quite dodgy. The owner, something happened over there. Because I was watching the Little Common when they played Little Common. I was chatting to a couple of their fans and sort of said, what's happened to you boys? And he said that we lost the money and the owner was caught up in something dodgy. So, but yeah, just based on what I've seen when they played Little Common, I think BEXHILL will be all over Saltdean.
Leon's reminded me that Little Common will also be playing on Saturday against AFC of Ardenians. You'd hope they're sort of around the sort of same place as Little Common, that Little Common could get a home advantage and maybe get a result there, Leon?
Yeah, no, I'd bet Little Common. Ardenians' form's been not been that great recently, so yeah, definitely back Common with this one.
Right, so then we move on to the MSFL. Big result last Saturday, the 28th. Hollington nil, Sedlescombe Rangers nil. A big upset there. You'd have expected Hollington to continue that march to win the league as early as they want, but it was a fantastic result for Sedlescombe. They also claimed they had a goal disallowed, which Hollington virulently deny that actually happened, but it's Hollington. There's obviously some Twitter there. Yeah, so Hollington and Sedlescombe both hit the woodwork. Hollington were down to 10 men for I think it was about 80 minutes. Samuel Scott got sent off. He didn't know what for, but allegedly the ref said it was for a kick. A lot of people were unsighted. Take that from what you want. But yeah, apparently Sedlescombe defended like absolute, superbly, and stopped Hollington. I mean, it's a big turn up there, isn't it, really, Leon?
Yeah, no one was expecting that result. But yeah, you got to give it to Sedlescombe. Sort of the other local teams in this area is going to, anyone in this league is going to, want to give Hollington a good game, but more so, as we saw on Saturday, like Sedlescombe, the other teams, Battle Westfield, are going to want to give him a tough test in a local derby, and they managed to pull off a result. So well done to Sedlescombe, but no doubt it's just a slight blip in Hollington's season on their way to silverware. Yeah. How many trophies they win, we don't know, but I think guaranteed the league at least. Right.
Yeah, I agree with you there. So then we had Rotherfield versus Westfield. Maybe not a surprise result, but Westfield couldn't turn them over. Westfield really did need to win that to keep that pressure on Linfield. Apparently it was a game full of chances, but Rotherfield at home are a different prospect than away, and it was apparently a very even game. So I've heard from some Westfield boys. So good result there from good result for Rotherfield, really. But Westfield will be kicking themselves that they didn't get 3 points. Yeah, so your thoughts on the Westfield result there, Leon?
I'm going to comment on the goal first, but after his worldie, that we had on here a few weeks ago, it was a typical amateur, Saturday afternoon goal where it bounced around the box. The defending teams failed to clear it, but a goal's a goal. But I think Westfield would be disappointed with that. Most teams in this division are, they're good teams, good standard of football. I know obviously Willingdon are maybe the exception this season who are struggling, but it just shows that anyone in this, as we've seen with the Sedlescombe result, anyone in this league can turn up and grind out a result against the top teams. That top bit of the tables, I think I said before, is getting interesting now, and sort of if you're a better man, you might start putting your money on Linfield to get.
They're not dropping points, are they? I mean, no. We've got those local sides that still got to play on. I'm sure that Battle and Westfield have still got to play a game against Linfield, and I think those two, Hollington have already played them twice, so you never know. But they don't seem to drop any points, do they? They just keep winning.
No. But just looking at the table now, I think Westfield might be kicking themselves in the number of draws they've got. They've won 8, drawn 6, and only lost 3 compared to Linfield, who've only drawn the 1 game, lost 4. But they've won more games as well. So maybe Westfield would be kicking themselves about 1 or 2 of those draws there. But there you go.
That's the way it is, isn't it? Right. So we move on to Willingdon played Battletown. Willingdon lost 6-1 to Battletown. Battletown in 3rd place, 6 points behind Linfield. Glenn Carrick got a couple, Paul Weatherby got 2, and Callum Thompson got 2 for Battletown. Liam Watt got the goal for Willingdon. According to Battletown, it might sound like it was a great game, but it wasn't. But they said they're just happy to get the 3 points. Battletown can continue after this weather-affected break to just keep winning.
Yeah, didn't expect anything less really. You've got to feel a bit for Willingdon. It's obviously a tough season for them, but fair play to them for still turning out week in, week out. So I had a quick look at the game. That they've still got plenty of subs. Whereas a lot of teams at this level, you might see a few players start making excuses, and that's when you start struggling to get a team together and get some proper thrashings. But no, fair play to them. Hope I'm no doubt they'll get relegated, but hopefully they can rebuild. And so I've always been one of the stalwarts at this level, the Mid Sussex Prem. So, but yeah, well done, Battle.
Yeah,
have a good result for them, and just look at the table here. They've got second best goal difference, third top scorers in the league, and yeah,
really have turned it round. I mean, from obviously we've said this a load of times now, but we were fairly thinking they were done, weren't they? They were cooked, and they've just absolutely turned it around, which is great stuff. They're playing on Saturday. They're playing at home against Cuckfield Rangers. So that's 3rd versus 6th. Cuckfield have got 2 games in hand, but they're 4 points behind. So I mean, it's a massive game for Battle, really. I mean, if they're going to catch Linfield, they've just got to continue this run, haven't they?
Yeah, that's all you can do, really. Just keep turning up, keep that level of performance going, and just see where they are at the end of the season.
So over to the other fixtures for the MSFL sides. It's the Sussex Intermediate Cup. So Hollington travel to Ferring Saturdays firsts. I've heard it from a few at the Hollington that they're they think they're going to go there and win. I know nothing about Ferring Saturday firsts.
No, you'd expect Hollington to win that one. Ferring are 5th in the Southern Combination Div 2. So I think there'll be a strong side, a decent outfit, but you'd still have to favour Hollington with this one.
Yeah. So in the Sussex Intermediate Cup, we've got Westfield at home against Jarvis Brook firsts. Jarvis Brook, I've heard, a half-decent side, so it's going to be a tough old game for Westfield.
Well, Jarvis Brook are top of the Southern Combination Div 2, so based on that, really, you'd have to favour Jarvis Brook. Their record is played in the league is played 16, won 15 and lost 1. So I think there'll be a tough test for Westfield.
But they've not been to the parish field yet, have they, Leon?
Exactly. Wow. Anyone who's played there will know that's playing surface is a leveller.
Yeah.
Not with Simon Ruckins working his magic on it, obviously. But...
then we've got Punnetstown playing Suddlescombe Rangers. That's the last game in the Sussex Intermediate Cup on this level. I don't know which way you'd go. I mean, you'd think it would be Suddlescombe's game. You got any thoughts on that one, Leon?
Yeah, no, you'd favour Suddlescombe. They're playing that sort of standard at the higher standard bit. But yeah, who knows? Punnetstown have had a few good results this season. They've shown that they're a very capable side. But no, I'd still favour Suddlescombe with that one personally.
Okay, so then we move on to the ESFL. So ESFL Premier, and we talk Punnetstown. So Punnetstown 4, Bexhill Town 1. Michael Keefe, Casey Ham, Alexander Burton, and Ashley Chatfield getting the goals for Punnetstown. I mean, it's a real upset that Bexhill tonked by second place Punnetstown, who Bexhill are still 11 points clear. But as you've said before, Leon, lots of teams with games in hand. So it could change, but you'd always want the points on the board. So great result there for Punnetstown. Move on to Rockinore 1, Bexhill AAC's 4, Ben Barton, 2 from Oscar Hammond, and 1 from Rosh Wells. Kind of gives a bit of daylight for Bexhill off that bottom 2 with this win. So a little bit of breathing room. So nice result there for Bexhill. Rytown versus Robertsbridge United was postponed. St Leonard's Social 1, Crowhurst 4. Billy Rumble got the goal for St Leonard's. It sounds absolute. He should be a rugby player. Reece Johnson got a hat-trick, and Wesley Tate got the other goal for Crowhurst. Comfortable win, really, for Crowhurst there. So that's the Prem results. They're also in the Prem Cup, which is ESFL Challenge Cup. Westfield Reserves 2, Sidley 3. Sidley's goals, Logan Copley, Gary Hemp and Daryl Shaw, with the goals for Westfield, Aidan Jane and Alagi Torre. And that is the Prem result. Going over to Div 1, AFC Jesters 4, Battletown Reserves 0. Daniel Bennett, Charlie Chambers, Joel Shannon and Sam Crabb getting the goals for Jesters. Winless battle, struggling against and now promotion hopeful maybe Jesters. They're not too far off it. Wadhurst United 3, Little Common Reserves 3. That man Attilio getting a goal again for Little Common. Attilio Fields, Connor Jackson and Rise Jones for Little Common. At time of recording, Wadhurst hadn't put their goals up. A bit of a relegation dogfight this one, but a useful away point for Little Common Reserves. And that was it for league games in the ESFL Division 1. The rest of them were ESFL Challenge Cup for the Division 1 and 2 level. It's a quarter-final stage now, so it's Pass and Move 3, Ninfield 2. This was, unfortunately, at time of recording, Pass and Move have not put up their goal scorers, but I do have that Ninfield's goals were by Danny Austin and Jason Taylor. Same competition, Junior Club Tackleway 3, Sandhurst 1. A little bit of a shock there. Carl Manning got 2, and Cale Hackos got the other one for Tackleway. James Hewson got the goal for Sandhurst, and this was despite Sandhurst taking a very early lead. In the clash of first versus second, Tackleway go through. Let's move on to ESFL Division 2. I hope and I'm sure you're going to have some words to say about this. Who won Icklesham Casuals 2? Thomas Cumber and Michael Amar getting the goals for Icklesham, with Grant Wright getting a goal for Who. Much needed win here for Icklesham. Could this be the beginning of the Great Escape? Leon, I saw that you were on that the team sheet, and I didn't see any sub by your name either. So
I couldn't.
Yeah,
it was either that or bring on our 62-year-old manager. So I was going to be sub as well. I think I saw you the week before, didn't I? And I was being a bit, oh no, I'll sit out because my shoulder's still a bit. But
you made a stronger stuff than that, Leon. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, I was going to say, made the numbers up. Like during the week I wasn't really going to play, and just the numbers were a bit low. So I said, "Oh, go on, I'll have a bit of a run out." Get there, one of our guys had been in the pub the night before and hadn't turned up. So it was, can you go up front? I was like, well, I can go out there, make a nuisance of myself, and chipped in with an assist, and we just all worked hard really. I got quite lucky really with the result. I think Who probably did have created more chances, but just couldn't put them away. I think out of the 3 or 4 chances we had, we obviously scored the 2. But it's unfortunate Tom, I think he's done something to his ligament in his ankles. Scoring the goal, he sort of headed it in. Don't know if the defender, the guy he jumped up with, sort of landed on him or just landed awkwardly. So he might be out for the rest of the season.
Oh, that's not good to hear.
So it's someone who chips in with a few goals. So hopefully it's not that bad. But
does this mean you're going to continue up front now if Thomas is out?
Yeah, well, I've got to, and I'm doing I turned up saying I was going to do the Berbatov role because I haven't played in ages, just play it to feet, but I'm not really good enough to. Anyone who's seen my first touch, I'm not really good enough to play that role. So I ended up doing more running than I anticipated. Did the Heskey role. Yeah. Not many goals, more of a provider. Danny Welbeck.
One start, one win. That's it.
Exactly. But it's good. First game in the new year to get that win. So
excellent. Yeah. Right. Good. Right. So moving on, we've got Sedlescombe Rangers Reserves 3, Pass and Move Seconds 3. Sedlescombe's goals, Zach Boltwood. Got 2, and Reese Stewart got the other for Sedlescombe, with Callum Brand and Jordan Uber getting 2 for Pass and Move Seconds. Then we move on to the Cups again. So ESFL Challenge Cup for Div 1 and 2. Bexhill Rovers 3, Northampton 75-1. Ian Stewart Pownall, Marcus Powell and Luke LAIS getting the goals that take Rovers into the semi-finals. So it's nice that the Cups are beginning to get to the semi-final stage. Pesh, Neil, Hollington Reserves 4, Sonny Dulloway getting 2, Jordan Ray and Joshua Gray.
I think we've got Pesh on Saturday, so hopefully we'll play a bit better than what we did last time.
Icklesham, how are Icklesham going to get a result against them?
By playing better than what we did last time.
Okie dokie. Right, then moving on to Division 3. Catsfield 3, Parkfield 2. Jitters from Parkfield as the chasing pack make ground on the second place side. Unfortunately, this game, the goals weren't up. But, Parkfield are still fairly comfortable, but, a surprise result. Hastings Comets 2, Westfield's Thirds 1. Luke Darville and Kurt Foster getting the goals for Hastings Comets, and Lewis Barrett getting the goal for Westfield. This was in a battle of the bottom 2. Comets come out on top. Right, we've got Orrington 6, Mountfield United 0. Scott Higgs got 2. Tom Benford, Tristan Hinds, and Sam Saunders getting 2 as well for Orrington. Move on to the Cup competitions. Not too many league games, but this is obviously the Sussex Bluefin Junior Cup. Sovereign Saints Reserves drew with Barnum Trojans Reserves 2-2, but won on penalties. They didn't have the penalty scores. My apologies. That was at time of recording. ESFL Challenge Cup for Division 3 and 4 level. Bexhill AAC Reserves 2. Crowhurst Reserves 4. Crowhurst's goal from James McGrath, Ryan Jinks, Harvey Millwood, and a OG. Bexhill's goals were a couple from Louis Oliver. There was a couple of red cards as well in that game where obviously it must have got a little bit handbags. ESFL Challenge Cup again, Division 3-4. Robertsbridge United Reserves 0. HERSTMONCEUX 4. Liam Johnson, Robbie Hodgson, and 2 from Rory Collins. So nice win there for HERSTMONCEUX. Another Challenge Cup game. Ticehurst 4, Wellcroft Park Rangers 1. George Brown got a hat-trick and Alex Bundy got an own goal for against his team, but 4 scoring for Ticehurst, and Wellcroft's goal was from Matthew Williams. Okay, Division 4, Battletown Thirds 1, Tackaway Reserves 1. I've got Rise Smith scoring for Battletown, but unfortunately Tackaway Reserves goal wasn't up at time of recording. Hawkhurst United Reserves 3, Hastings Athletic 3. That's actually the bottom club, Hastings Athletic. That's they're 3 games unbeaten now, so it's good on them. No goals because they're not up on the system yet, so good. Parsonmouth Thirds 0, Burwash 5, Archie Jupp, Alex Underdown, Max Taylor, and 2 from Anthony Coulson got the goals for Burwash, and they're right up there, Burwash, for that fight for second place. So good on them. Division 4, Westfield Fourths 1, Sedlescombe Rangers Development 3, Tom Akerley, Chris Ford, and Jake Warner getting the goals for Sedlescombe Rangers. Bobby Baldock getting the goal for Westfield. Sedlescombe, it was their experience show through. Westfield still second, but this is now just on goal difference. So, but a little bit of a shock there with Westfield being at home, and that is Division 4. Okay, right. Well, that's the end of the results there, Leon. Just to talk about you're going to be playing. So you're playing Pesh. Is it at Pesh or is it at your place?
At home.
It is at home.
The mighty Icklesham Rec. Yeah. Hopefully the parish council have actually cut the grass. Or if not, it might make the game a bit more interesting.
Well, I do wish you luck in your new Heskey role. And I'll see you next week.
Sweetness, I was only joking when I said I'd like to mash every tooth in your head. Oh, sweetness, I was only joking when I said by right you should be bludgeoned in your bed. I know how Joan of Arc felt. Now I know how Joan of Arc felt. As the flames rose to her Roman nose and her Walkman started to melt.
And now over to Timothy Booth-Jones and his Tim's Takes.
Just reporting news of the Hastings United ladies game at the weekend when they played Fulham in the League Cup. Fulham were in the league above us, the league we're hoping to get into in the Premier League. They're second in the table behind Worthing and are obviously a useful side. Unfortunately, the game had to be abandoned with about 20 minutes to go, with Fulham leading 2-0 because our hard-working midfield player, IZZY BURT, sustained a very nasty knee injury and couldn't be moved from the pitch. And an ambulance was called, and it's taken, it didn't arrive for over half an hour or so. And both sides agreed to abandon the game. We just wish Izzy a quick recovery, speedy recovery, and hope she's back into full fitness as soon as possible. Up until that moment, it had been an excellent game with both sides having goal-scoring chances. Fulham looked very dangerous up front with some quick forwards. But we created good chances as well with our usual very quick forwards. Sian Heather looking very good, supported in midfield, but with Charlotte Gurr and IZZY BURT and Ruby Harris, who played very well as well. We had Rosie Muggeridge and Lauren Sharp as centre halves, with Vix Phillips at left back and Jess Bellehu at right back. And we did well in the game and could have scored. Sian Heather had a good chance in the first half. She made herself with a quick run, and her cross shot hit the crossbar. The couple of times we came near to scoring. Fulham were a good side. It was a good test for us. We've got next week, we've got Welling United at home, who are our fourth in the table, and they're always a useful side. So hopefully we can get over the unfortunate injury to IZZY BURT, and we hope she recovers soon. Of course, the men's team had unfortunate result at Harringay Borough, where there's a good away support with you as usual leading the vocal support. And our first half wasn't very good. It just reminded me so much of our Cray Valley Cup performance, where we never seemed to get the ball out of our half, and whenever we did, we just played it long. The second half we did really well, and it looked as though we're never one of those days when we weren't going to score. We created chances. Their goalkeeper played very well. Overall, probably Harringay deserved the win, but we are probably struggling with no Ryan Worrell and Tom Chalmers, and obviously Ben Pope getting injured in the warm-up didn't help, and Sam Hasler is always a big miss. Yeah, so it was a difficult game for us. We could have got something out of it in the end, but I think Harringay overall were deserved winners.
And now over to the SBTS Fan Roundtable. And many thanks to Terry, Rob and Malcolm for making it happen. Right, it gives me great pleasure to introduce episode 92's Fan Roundtable. Not only do I have Big Daddy, Agent Stone, father of Craig, the wonderful Malcolm Stone here, but I also have Terry Scott, the absolute number one Margate fan. Last game, any Hastings fans that were at the Margate fixture, we know we could hear her from across, from miles away. We could hear her. Well, sound like a lone fan. You did have some other fans there, but you were the singer. First of all, Terry, lovely. Thank you for coming on. Please tell us just for people that don't know, how did you become a Margate fan? What made you love this club so much?
My uncle took me in 1978 when I was a little one, and we used to climb the trees at the end of the terrace when we still had the old ground, and I used to look over the wall, used to sneak in. It was like yeah. And then I started going properly. Yeah. So yeah, I've been doing it a while. Couldn't do so many games when I was younger. You know, I was moving around a bit.
Yeah.
Have the kids and that. I've just it's part of my life. I love it. But the boys, the club's meant so much to me over the years. I just can't stay away.
Well, your enthusiasm was infectious. I remember, like, you know, obviously we came down and we all gravitated towards you because you know, you were loving it, and you're a proper fan. You know, giving it your all for your side.
They're my boys. I mean, at work they all know what I'm like. I did a half shift on Saturday, and they were like, "What day is it today? It's Saturday. Why are you here?"
Well, Terry is on because we have got a massive, as you say, a big week, another big week here. We got Margate and Folkestone. I'm hoping to have Rob Thompson on in a minute from Folkestone, but we got a massive game against Margate. Margate, I think you're about 15th, 16th.
Yeah, around about then. I could look it up, Mark, but yeah.
Who's that talking?
Not me.
Is that him? Malk, are you doing deals, or are you doing deals in the background here?
I've got deals going on. I mean, I've got till 11 o'clock to seal these. You carry on. I'm listening at the same time.
So yeah, you've been on a little bit of a bad run, but you just won. I think it was on Saturday, wasn't it?
Yeah, Saturday.
A decent victory.
3-1. Oh, brilliant.
Tell us about your season, though.
Well, obviously, new manager comes in, it goes up and down, and then we went on an unbeaten run. We did really well. Couple of cup games. We're in a couple. I think we've got one cup final now. That one cup that we're still in. And then it all went quite badly wrong Boxing Day. Board sacked the manager. Yeah, don't know, no clue, mate. And and then so Ben and Preza took over. They've done all right. Okay, we didn't win. Start off, we were shipping goals, but they built up on the. I think at one of the games we had like one defender on the pitch, so yeah, we were shipping a few goals. Now we brought it back up again. They've changed the formation. They've got them more defensively now. They're doing really well. So I say a game on Saturday was like, oh my god.
Who did you play Saturday?
It's gone. Hang on. Wingate Finchley.
Oh, it's not a bad result then to beat them.
Yeah. So we had Bowers the week before. On Tuesday we had that was 1-1 we drew, so we got a point there. That sort of stopped the rot a bit.
Right.
You know?
Just quickly, Rob Thompson's here. Rob Thompson, massive Folkestone fan.
Hi, Rob.
Hiya.
Gripper Rod on Twitter. He doesn't send anything too abusive. A good for Twitter follow. How long have you got, Rob?
I'm actually in work now, so I'll come in a bit early, so I don't have to rush off.
Good. We'll stretch it out then. Right.
Yeah, just whether I get kicked out of here or not.
We were just talking Margate and the wonderful Terry Scott is a massive Margate. She's an absolute face if you go to the Margate. Have you been to Margate at all this season, Rob? I can't remember if you lot have played them.
No, we played them at home. We
we got you. Yes. I think we got you
right
on
the end of the season,
haven't we?
Yeah, I think it's right. I think it's our last away of the season. I think.
Yeah,
I'm 100% sure.
Easter Monday.
Got to be nice.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no.
I say, got to be nice to her, otherwise you're not allowed in the ground. Yeah,
no, that's all right.
She's proper face, mate. But
yeah, mate.
Yeah, so she was just telling us about Margate's season and how they just managed to win a game. She can't remember who they were playing. So that sounds to me like maybe a few too many lager shandies, maybe.
Yeah, might have had a few beers after that game.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it was Wingate and Finchley, by the way.
Okay, all right, and yeah, right. So let's now talk about Folkestone. I will let you talk in a minute, Malcolm. Sorry, mate. Malcolm, just so you know,
fine, mate.
Just so you know, Rob, Malcolm is a regular on the round table. He is a big-time agent. If your club needs any players, talk to him.
Oh, yeah.
The Kent area is sewn up. It's got the Stone name all over it, if it's contract-wise. So please have a whisper with him after the game. So Folkestone, we've got you Tuesday. As I was saying, a big week, a big weekend ahead, really. Probably for us, for Hastings, probably going to decide if we're playoffs or we're just a mid-table side in my opinion. I could be wrong because there's quite a bit left in the season. But
There is.
Folkestone, you turned it round somewhat. I think you had an absolutely fantastic run, and then I think you just lost to the bottom club on Saturday.
Yeah, Brighton and Sea away. They came back and I don't think it's a smash and grab. I didn't go to the game. Apparently, Folkestone didn't play too well, and Brighton and Sea really they're quite good at home. I think that's what I can they've got quite good home form at the minute. So yeah, they just came back and beat us to it. They got a goal in pretty much the last minute. So bit of a gutter, but by all accounts, the management team said Brighton and Sea played better than us. So fair play to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's not just talk about that, though. I mean, I am tempted to say, this is the beginning of a bad run, but I'm not going to say that. What I'm going to say is, you obviously had a fantastic run. You've turned it around. I think you're above us by a few places, I think. And tell us, how's the season been for you?
Yeah, it was a bit of a patchy start. Obviously, we had you guys early on. Our away forms really let us down. And we had a period sort of October into November where we weren't getting any results away from home. We kept losing. We weren't particularly playing badly, just it wasn't going for us or just wasn't clicking. And then we had, I can't remember what month it was, maybe November, we had the game at Merthyr in the FA Cup. It's a massive game for the club. And we went out, we conceded a couple of early goals, but by all accounts played well again. Nearly came back into it. People who went told me they don't really know how they didn't manage to get back into it. But that was how it was running for us at the time. And after the game, the chairman resigned, so it was a bit of a body blow to the club. And then after that, they had a financial shortfall because of that, because he was putting a lot of money into the club, and had to make that up. And Cugs, Neil Cugley, the manager, he stepped down and come off the payroll, and it just sort of had a little bit of a destabilising effect on the club. But the home form wasn't too bad, all the same at the time. But they managed to, put a bit of a run together. Apart from the loss the other day, we were one of the form teams in the league. So yeah, we have had some good results of late. Just our away form it's not really got going away from home yet. But like I say, this time of the season, we're edging closer towards finding out who's going to be in the playoffs. Yeah. Although I don't think game on Tuesday is going to be a decider, because I think you've got a game in hand on us, and there's looking at all the teams around us. I keep thinking to myself, I really can't make my mind up who's going to win the league or finish in the playoffs. It can change so quickly, can't it? You have a couple of bad results or a couple of good ones, and it all looks different. So it's just momentum, really. And we had a bit of good momentum. Obviously, we've buffed a bit at the weekend. That's football, isn't it?
That is football. I'm sorry to say it could be more than a little stumble on Tuesday, but that's just me being overly dramatic. Now I'm going to talk Hastings now. We obviously did you go, Malk, on for Haringey?
I went to Averley, didn't go to Haringey.
Okay, right. So we've had a couple of games where we've been, I really want to build us up in front of Margate and Folkestone fans, but we've not been that good. Yeah, and particularly the Haringey game, second half wasn't. It did play a very disjointed game. When one of those ones you just want to forget, you just put that down to scratch that off and move on to the next game. So I think I might do that. I might. We since that game, I think one of our players has left. The gentleman that's on this poster, which I should have known about earlier, but I didn't. Which is quite funny. Up front, we need to sort it out, don't we, really, Malcolm? It's people need to click, don't they?
Yeah. I don't like to make excuses, and they're not excuses. But we had a couple of players at Averley that were playing with flu. They had to come off at half time, and we were bullied on a 3G pitch. You can see why Averley are up there. They got pace. Yeah, and that's it's. I don't want to say hoofball, because
but you're gonna say.
Well, yeah, because in a way it is. They defend very well, and they just clear it into channels, and they've got pace in abundance. And and on the 3G pitch where it sort of is bouncing everywhere, and I won't say 4G because it was more of a 3G with it was bouncing over the stand at times. But with pace like that, and we just couldn't really live with it, and we were bullied for pace. and we can't score goals.
Yeah.
You never know whether, if we go a goal down, you might as well go home, because I can't see where a goal is going to come from.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
He's going to make me cry in a minute. You're going to make me cry now, Malcolm.
Oh, I should think so. I've been crying for the last week. So.
Yeah, no, it's like with every camp, like there's all bits and bobs going on in the background. But I'm really excited about these next couple of games, because you're both of you decent clubs. I wish Folkestone was on a Saturday, but the fixture gods were against us.
Yeah, they really were. Yeah.
Just first of all to Margate. Would you reckon you bring a few? I mean, you're coming, aren't you, Terry?
Oh, of course I am.
Yeah.
No, I can't. There's at least, I've missed 4 games in 12 years.
Oh, all right, fair enough. That's fairly good.
Yeah.
Is that just due to childbirth that you missed the games, or?
No, my husband booked our holiday for the wrong week 12 years ago, and yeah. No, I haven't forgiven him for it.
I was going to say.
I left him in the resort. We was in Cornwall. Left him in the resort and went and watched the AFC St Austell. Left him with the kids. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to football. I don't bloody care. Yeah, it was a good game.
Well, you'll get a guard of honour or whatever it is as you come in the clubhouse. Definitely proper
just a beer
fan.
after, it'll be fine. Yeah.
Well, I'll give you some tissues as well to mop up the tears.
Yeah, I know. As I say, we've just we never know who's going to turn out. It's like with Margate, the whole season has been game of 2 halves type stuff, and like we just can't score. It's literally been, we've pinged it off the post, we've stuck a side net in, there's been scrambles in the box, and it's like, how did that not go in? Even on Saturday, Tuesday, it was like, how have we not scored? I mean, Andy Cole managed an absolute weldy strike from yards out, so that was like, yeah, that was great. But there was like several other scrambles, and it was just like, how has that not gone in the damn goal? Yeah, but that's been our season. It's like we've had so many chances that have just not gone in.
Well, it's those 5-10%, isn't it? It's like, that's why the clubs up the top are there, because they don't need 10 chances to get a goal. Do you know?
They've got goal scorers, Chris, haven't they? That's what happens. They got people that score goals for fun, and they're the ones up the top. That's the difference between everybody in that league. The whole lot is people that can score you 20, 25 goals a season. But they're few and far between.
We never know who's going to score.
I was going to say, how many are on your books, Malk?
I've got a couple, but then everybody's looking. Even league sides want them, So it's.
You think he's joking, right? But what about Smith? We've got Dave Smith. He was at your lot, wasn't he? He was at Margate for about 4 games.
Yeah, not very long. Yeah, didn't he come just after we played you?
Yeah.
Yeah. He weren't with us very long, but I didn't really get a chance to see what he could do. To be fair, it was. I think that was previous manager got him in.
Yeah, Rob, you would have seen a bit of him, wouldn't you?
Yeah, he was brilliant for us, mate. He was absolute goal machine. Goal machine.
I'll say we just didn't get a chance.
Well, he ain't got any yet. Well, I mean, that was that last season, wasn't it? He got 30 or something, wasn't he? Was he?
Smithy, yeah. He got loads of goals. He was our top goal scorer. I don't know if he was the top goal scorer in the league. I'm not sure whether it was a lad from Hornchurch. But yeah, he was right up there. He was absolute fox in a box for us. Like, brilliant poacher, goal box. He scored so many goals in the penalty area. Unbelievable. So I was gutted when he went. And he did deserve his move to Bromley, but he's not had it was a weird one, because he went to Bromley and he's been loaned straight out. So I don't know what the thinking was there. But yeah, if he could get a run in the team at Hastings, he's going to score lots of goals, I'm sure.
Yeah, certainly hope so. This weekend coming would be handy, actually.
Yeah.
Ghost of players past.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Terry, first of all, with the Margate, how do you think you're going to get on? What do you think? Do you think maybe a draw?
Never make predictions. That's one of my little superstitions. I never make predictions. But I will say, if we can just keep the momentum going that we've had over the last couple of days, if the boys can just carry on with what they were doing and just keep it going, we've got a chance. New managers confirmed everything. It helped settle the lads.
Sort of a prediction, that now. Sort of sounds like a prediction.
Yeah, I never make like score predictions or anything though. The people go, "Oh, what do you reckon?" I'm like, "No."
Don't what Malk does. He says, "Oh, we're going to lose 2-0 or something."
No, never do that. I don't read the pre-match reports either.
Well, then let's look at Folkestone. I'd say, and I'm sorry to say this, I would say your this Saturday's game, I fancy that better than I do the Folkestone game. And maybe call me Mr. Ridiculously Optimistic. I mean, Rob, what do you reckon? Do you reckon you're going to come over and turn us over, or draw? What do you think?
No, well, I wouldn't rule it out. Depends what sort of Folkestone turns up, but our away form's not been great because it's a bit of it's almost a derby really in my eyes, although it's a different counties. I think if we were to come away with a draw, be happy with that. But depending on how we played, so because of the away form, I'd say anything more than a draw would be amazing. But yeah, and it's that time of the season we just don't. You're in around us, and we don't want to, we don't want to drop points and end up, you leapfrogging us because you have got a game in hand on us, I'm pretty sure, and it's all the other teams around us. So we're just desperate for points. So yeah, I'll take a draw now, mate. I would.
Would you?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would because I thought it was a tough game, that home game we had on the first day of the season. That was a tough game, wasn't it? It was a tough match. So there was no space on the pitch at all. So it might be a bit like that. It could be. Yeah, I didn't think we played too badly that day either. It's just I think Hastings has come up and done a job on us, really, done it really well. You said you've got no goal scorer at the minute, but with Smithy in your team, he's going to be a massive threat to us. He really is.
Certainly hope so. But the people have these periods, don't they? A few key players go out, then just the shape goes a little bit, and then people start, I don't know, they lose that rhythm. And, it happens. It's particularly in the side that isn't, we're not a well-beaten top of the table team. We're kind of a work in progress. And, it's... Well, come on, Mal. Go on. Give your verdict, mate. Come on.
I'm a bit with you, Chris. I think Saturday, I think we've got a bit more of a chance. But like I say, we've got to score goals from somewhere. And Folkestone game, I mean, it's a bit ironic because I don't know how you felt, but a 1-1 draw away to Folkestone on a Tuesday night, it felt like a win. And we come off afterwards, and even the players were saying, you come to Folkestone on a Tuesday night and come away with 1-1, you've done well. And then they went through that really dodgy spell, didn't they, when Cugs left and that sort of thing. And you sort of look back on it and thought, actually, that was 2 points thrown away, because they're not as good as you expected them to be. And now they found their feet again. And you think, I wouldn't fancy Folkestone on a Tuesday night, home or away. So, I'm with you on that. I think I'm looking more at Saturday than I am Tuesday. But again, if as Rob says, if Smithy can start scoring or somebody can start scoring, then I fancy us on both of them. Yeah. But I don't know. We got to score goals because if they do, I can't see where ours are coming from.
Oh dear, Malcolm. Just quick bit of housekeeping. Do you lot have a radio? Because Hastings has got a radio. We've got our own radio for the match day.
No, we haven't.
No, Folkestone, they got.
Yeah. So there's a guy at the club, AD. He does the PA on home games. He does the DJ and the PA, and he does all the away commentaries on a MixLR app. Have you heard of that? It's MIXLR.
Oh right, yeah.
If you got, and there's loads of non-league clubs have a state, or it's like a station, but they only broadcast when the games are. Loads of them have got on there. I've got them on my phone when I have to work the weekend, or sometimes, for example, I think Cray sometimes play on Mondays instead of Tuesdays or the weekend because they share ground with Bromley. So often their games are on there. A lot of clubs have got stations on that MixLR app. That's decent. So you can literally listen to any. Pretty much, there's loads of non-league teams on there. So yeah, we broadcast on that. And when I've listened to it, they get people tuning in from all different parts of the world. You can't believe they're following the game on a Saturday from Australia or Malta or something like that. But yeah, there's a fair bit of interest on that. A lot of people rely on that to follow their away games, but they don't do the home games obviously because they want the people to turn up, the gate money. So but it's really good.
Well, I might mention that because the person who does our radio, the club are not funding it anymore. And so he's not doing it anymore. So I might mention that MixLR. And the reason this is why I'm saying it now is because obviously Adam Carter, who does the radio, who does a very good job. Yeah. Wouldn't you agree, Malcolm?
I would, yeah.
And he's not biased at all. He's massively biased. He's saying he's not going to do it anymore. So I want people to hear this and please pester him and get him to carry on because he's not.
Why has the club stopped funding it, Chris?
Oh, it's I don't know. I
Because
just
I know
they say
they
they haven't
jumped
got
in on
money.
it when he struggled before, and they jumped in and funded it, and now they've withdrawn that funding.
It's probably all the agent fees they have to pay you, Malcolm.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a bit. It's a bit disappointing, but equally, there's loads of fans that would pay out for it. If you're listening, Adam. But as you say, if you're saying about this mixer, probably don't cost as much. Maybe could cut your costs down.
Yeah, I don't know if it costs anything at all. I don't know if it does. I don't know if you just download the app and it records, and there you go. But anything like that promotes the club, it's worth its weight in gold, isn't it? Like you look what
You'd think
Twitter's
so.
done for football clubs, non-league clubs, and the non-league radio, and just keeps all the time you can keep your name out there. Keep people thinking about the club. It's surely a good thing, man.
Well,
and they're not always keeping people away from the grounds, Rob, are you? Because we, as you said, you're at work. I have to work weekends, I work shift. And it's the only way, apart from Twitter, I can keep in. And the commentary's far better than Twitter. However much Twitter's great. But commentary is far better. I don't know.
Yes.
Strange.
But yeah, so hang on. What's that? Sorry, I just watching this tail flicking by. So, Terry.
So you think about pussy all the time.
Can you stop it?
No,
stop it.
Cats, whatever you want to call them.
All right, Malcolm. He's a bad influence, Malcolm. Tell you.
He's fine.
So, let's first of all, let's Margate. How do you think it's going to end up this year? What are your hopes? Anything you want to give a shout out to? Please, Terry, say it on here, love.
Well, I mean, the aim is not to get relegated, to be fair. Just, keep the team together. Preza and Ben can keep the core going and just sort of like improve on our defending. Because, I mean, Rob will know what we was like at your place. It was shipping goals like God knows what.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, the aim is just stay up, keep the core of the team, and just carry on, and just keep it going.
Where do you think your threat's going to come from on Saturday?
Left back.
The fact that we can't score goals, and
it's just got 0-0 written all over it, isn't it?
Oh, mate, I'd take that. I'd take it. I really would. I was like, after the game, we literally will go to a game. We don't know who's going to score. It could be one of the defenders come out and get a cheeky goal. We had midfielder scored. Our striker actually managed to get a goal, so we're good with that. Phil Roberts, he scored for us. So it's like actually getting the 3 goals was like great. We're getting somewhere, But I'll say previous games we've had no defenders. That's coming back again. So I've just got to hope that what happened on Tuesday night is going to carry on.
Because you lost 2 aways, you lost 4-0, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah,
we lost 4-0 at your place, didn't we, Rob?
Yeah,
yes, mate. Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
New Year's Day.
I haven't forgotten that. No.
Yeah, no, neither have I.
So, same question to you, really, Rob. I mean, how do you think it's going to pan out for you? Do you think you're going to make the playoffs? What's your hopes?
Well, my hopes are obviously finishing the playoffs, but I couldn't predict how that's going to end up. The teams around us, it's just so tight around us. Like I say, if you do have a couple of bad games, or the opposite, have a couple of good results, it really makes a big difference to how it's looking, doesn't it? I mean, we need to sort our away form out. We need to keep pressing on with that. At home, we've been good. We got Hornchurch on Saturday. That's going to be really tough.
That's a tough, it's a tough.
Super tough. Yeah, we lost away.
Great up front there.
It's the same. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it's just the teams around us, really. That's the thing. I couldn't say who's going to win the league. So there's no clear runaway team. So if we were to get in that playoffs, and that's really what the aim for the season was. We're well happy with that. We missed out last season. Pretty much on the last 3 games of the season. We played Margate, we got done. We had a draw of Crimping Casuals, and I think Lewis come and beat us at home as well. So that was we really tailed off.
That must have been painful. That must have been painful, that one.
Yeah, super, man. If we can have a run towards the end of the season, that's what we want. We want to pick up momentum, finished strong, whereas last season we tailed off. We have got the players to do it, definitely, and we got goal scorers in the team. We got Yusuf, who's banging goals in. We got Ibs, another lad up front, Olatadi, who's a proper centre forward, and he can, he's a real threat. Does a real centre forward's job. So
who's your left fullback, Rob? Who's your left
Green?
fullback?
Yeah, Greeny. You're talking about him? Yeah, he's excellent. Nathan Green.
Nathan,
Good
remember when
player.
he played for us? Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, he's been amazing. He gets man of the match every single game. Pretty much.
Absolutely.
Player,
Yeah.
I like Nathan Green,
He's made a solid rock, isn't he?
Yeah, he really is. Yeah.
He's not
Yeah,
one of
he
yours,
runs
Mark.
through brick walls.
is he?
No, that's why I asked. Thinking about it.
Yeah. No, he's really good. Decent player.
Yeah.
No, look. To be honest, I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, I obviously do care what the results are, but it's you both got a couple of good clubs, and it should be. Hopefully, we get a packed or a somewhat packed Pilot Field down there, so we've got a bit of a rocking atmosphere, and a few beers after the game. I'd love to catch up with you both, or during the game. A bit of banter, but I'm not bothered who wins as long as
You know where I'll be on a go with me.
Well, we could hear you. We'll hear you, wouldn't we?
Terry, what sort of gates do you get down Margate? Are they fair or?
Yeah, fair to middling, between 300 and 500, depending on the weather and how people are feeling.
Right, yeah.
It's okay. We like to take away. We've got minibus we take away. Usually takes between like 12 and 14 people.
Yeah.
And then there's the guys that travel away under their own steam, like
Yeah.
Try and take sort of 20 odd with us.
Yeah.
Just quickly, you've just reminded me. Talking of minibuses, right? Have you heard about this, Malk? About the coach ride from hell?
No.
Right. So, this might get me a little bit of heat. The coach driver that we had, who's a grumpy bastard. He looked exactly like Harold Shipman. The absolute spin of it, right? And we're on this coach, right?
Oh my god.
There's no loo. There's 32 seats, no loo. And I think I'm a bit of a weak-bladdered person these days anyway. And we're riding along, and this coach is just like, he's not driving in a straight line. He's like this, yeah? And we're like this. He's just moving around, and he's pulling faces, and he won't stop the coach if you need a wee or anything. He's a complete grumpy bugger. It got to the point, right, where we started singing, Shipman's our driver. Us passengers are terrified. Shipman's our driver. And we're singing that on the coach to him. But it's one of those ones that he doesn't want to be there. He wanted to leave straight away. I think it was the AVLE game. They left immediately at the final whistle, didn't stay for half an hour as agreed, wanted to go the last game. I don't think he's going to do us again, but...
No.
Our minibus broke down on the M25 coming back from the game. Yeah. 7 hours we was waiting.
7 hours.
Problems. It was buggered if I was going to be sitting in the bushes like the rest of the lads were. I was the only girl there.
No.
7 bloody hours on the side of the M25.
Yeah, but you didn't have Harold Shipman though, did you?
No. But I could have peed in his pocket at least, you know.
Oh, yeah, there was a few other songs that I got my phone to tell you with someone about pensioners and all that. It got quite it was funny. Yeah, well, there you go.
Was that Haringey, Chris?
That was the Haringey game.
Yeah,
that was on the way there and on the way back as well. You think he wouldn't drive us really, but
do you have him every time or just this week?
Apparently, he's done a few of them. I don't know. I think Rob's sorting it out. This is boring Hastings coach stuff, but no,
it's all part of the non-league experience, isn't it? You got like mental away days.
Well, yeah, that's the fun of it. Like, yeah, we lost the game 2-0 fairly comfortably, but we survived Harold Shipman. So.
Yeah. Yeah, but half of those that go on the coach are quite scary anyway. So what a coach that would be. No wonder you wouldn't want it pulled over if you were somebody travelling past in a car. The Adams family had just pulled over.
Histed was calm and collected. He didn't start. Gary, who is a legend, I hope he's listening to this. He was at Ashford away and he wore a mankini. He's a big man. That's all I'm going to say. I don't mean in he's a big lad. Yeah, I don't know about his length. I don't need to know about that either. But listen, before we move on,
or it didn't happen.
Listen, Terry, Rob, really lovely. Thank you for coming on. Proper fans. We all love non-league football. We're proper banter. We all can just take it with a smile, no matter what. I'd love to catch up with you after the games on Saturday and Tuesday. So please, let's catch up. So Terry, Rob, Malk, I'll see you at the game. Take care.
See you at the game.
No worries.
See you guys.
See you, Terry. See you, Rob.
Thanks so much.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
That's it for another week, grassroots football fans. Whoever you're going to watch this week, make sure you're loud and proud. As ever, if you want to get in contact with the show or have any suggestions or want to get in on our weekly roundtables, that email again is hufcpod@gmail.com or on the Twitter, which is @HUFCpodcast. You can get this podcast on all major platforms, be it Google Podcasts, Audible, iTunes, Spotify or Amazon Music. And we have a jam-packed YouTube channel, chock-a-block, full of video interviews and episodes from the podcast. Please, please, please give it a look, a comment or a like, but definitely subscribe. It's all free. All that's left for me to say is, I've been your host, Chris Laverick. Hope you have a good week and see you at the game.